Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. Lord, I think it's Thursday. Yeah, it is Thursday. Hey, Cement Shoes. Good morning. How are you? I'm finally able to go. Hold on, guys. I just dropped my damn mic. I'm finally able to crap, go live. I got Timothy back in school, and I'm going to kick his little butt, y'all. He has messed up my microphone. He is about to get in some serious trouble. He's got it totally messed up. Hey, hibiscus. I'm just, hold on a minute. I'm going to unplug this until I can. I'm going to quit letting him borrow my stuff because you know where I found my microphone? In the floor. In the floor. Anyways, how are y'all doing? I've missed y'all. Hey Clancy, I was going to do a stream on my birthday, the 23rd, and I had it set up to do a game night. And then Timothy came in there and he's like, Mom, do you want to watch a movie? And guys, you know how I am with my baby. I hated to say, no, baby, because I'm going to do a live stream. You know, he comes first. Hey, knitting artisan, how are you doing? How are you doing? Girl, you can make me a gnome if you want to and send it to me. Anytime you want to. And I was going to tell you, it don't matter what color it is. I kind of like, I don't know if you would call them pastel colors, but I like the purple, the turquoise. I even like lilac, you know, pastel pinks, greens, all that. Getting my morning coffee in my coffee with CC mug. Yeah, let me tell y'all, I don't even have a coffee with CC mug anymore. I broke it. I'm gonna have to order me a new one. Plus, I want to order a couple Annabelle mugs and give to a couple people that's big Annabelle fans. Those are really cute mugs. I don't think anyone bought one besides me, which I only make that merch stuff on that Teesprings for myself because I wanted a mug, you know. Anyways, I have the light gray one and the dark gray mug. Oh, do you? I see. I had the light gray one. It's a coffee with Cece with the rooster standing on top of one of the apps, and I dropped it. It's been a couple weeks ago and broke it. I wasn't too impressed with those mugs. I mean, I don't know if it's because I ordered the sample one, because when you create merchandise like that, you can order samples at a cheaper price, you know. So I don't know if it was little because of that or what. Uh, but anyways. So Friday night, guys, I was standing there in the kitchen and I heard Sonny, my rooster. And you know, I put them up right as it's getting dark. I go over and shut them up. And I was like, well, maybe he's just cutting a fit inside that chicken coop. And then Mark came into the kitchen and he's like, I had the bathroom window open and I hear Sonny cockadoodling. This is at 11:30 at night, y'all. And I was like, why would he be cockadoodling like that? He's like, I don't know, but you better go check on him. So I walked to the fence and I could see eyeballs lighting up inside the chicken lot. And I was like, crap, I got to go over here and see what this is. So I went over there and it is Sonny. And let's see, how many sister wives did he have out there with him? Two or three? I think he had Bunny, Shirley the white hen, and one of the barred rocks. The other barred rock was inside of the coop on the perch. And I was like, who opened my chicken coop up? Because it looked like the board I had propped up had just been like moved over. It wasn't falling down or nothing. Actually, I keep two boards up. One's like a little block. And I texted Mark to come over, and I was like, I don't know why this rooster's out. And I got to looking through the coop door, and there was a freaking possum. That thing was in there trying to kill my chickens. Sonny got the girls out to safety. He was cutting a fit. And finally got the possum run out there, but I couldn't get Sonny and the girls to go back up. They did get up on one of the perches out in the chicken lot. Thank God they weren't killed. Gayla, yeah, the sister wives. when, when I got Sonny a family, got him the sister wives, I was like, Oh my God, you're like Cody Brown, Sonny, from the Sister Wives show. So I started calling the hens the Sister Wives. Hey, Forever a Song, how are you doing? But anyways, what I did is I took me a nail over and I nailed it in beside of the door, and then I bent it. So that bent part will go in front of the door until I can get me a latch put on there. I've had those chickens for years, guys. I've never had nothing get inside my coop. Nothing. Ever. That's the first time ever. Now, I have been noticing little paw prints over there. And I thought, that's them stinking cats getting in here chasing them birds. So I didn't really think much of it. I have caught a possum in there before inside of the lot, not the coop. But anyways, there's always some kind of drama going on around here. That's why I can't be doing no YouTube drama. I've got my own drama with these damn animals. I mean, they're always doing something. Oh, my mom's calling. Let me silence that for a second. Hold on. I'm going to have to put do not disturb while I'm live here. Crap. I tried to reject the phone call and it answered it. Well, I'll call her back. It's nothing important. Anyways, I've been reading about the Murdaugh trial this morning. I've been seeing it on TV and stuff. I know this son of a bitch killed his son and wife. I knew it. But I figured that he wouldn't want to get his hands dirty. And he got that weirdo cousin of his / client, that Curtis guy, to do it for him. But I reckon he done it himself. Now, this article I was reading is saying that the police found a raincoat at Alex Murdaugh's mom's house, and it was covered with gunpowder residue. Now, the defense attorneys are saying they didn't find any blood on his clothing, but that would be because he had that damn raincoat on, probably. And they also found, I believe it was shell casings at his mom's house. So I reckon, we'll read this. I reckon he went to his mom's house and then went home and killed his family. There was no defensive wounds. You know, a lot of times when someone's getting ready to be shot, they'll lift up their hands, and sometimes they'll, get shot in the hands or something like that. Nothing like that. So prosecutors are saying that they knew their attackers. And allegedly, the reason he killed his family is because this lawsuit that Mr. Powell got him into by crashing that boat and killing that young lady on the boat, Mallory Beach, was going to cause him to be exposed for fraud. Yeah. Now, I've not been watching the trial, just been watching on TV a little bit. I really can't watch trials. I don't got the time for it, and I don't got the patience. The only trial I've ever watched in my life was after the trial was over. I watched that Denise, oh my gosh, what was her name? Denise Williams trial. It's the woman that had her husband's best friend kill her husband, and take him and bury him in the swamp. And it was 18 years later before they found out what happened to him. The Mike Williams murder. Look it up. It's a interesting case. Okay, South Carolina prosecutors said during opening statements on Wednesday that forensic and cell phone evidence tied lawyer Alex Murdaugh to the June 2021 murders of his son and wife. Prosecutor, let me see if I can say this, Creighton Waters, said that a raincoat covered in gunshot residue was recovered from Alex's mother's home. However, the rifle believed to have been used to kill Alex's wife, Maggie, remains unaccounted for. They need to be searching the creeks and the lakes around it. They'll probably find it. Despite this, Waters alleged that shell cases found on Alex's mother's property matched the bullets used to kill Maggie. The prosecutor went on to say that they believe a family weapon killed Maggie. According to News Nation Now, Waters explained that both Maggie and Paul were shot at close range and had no defensive wounds. He claims this suggests they knew their attacker. The state also alleged that Alex lied about his whereabouts. Now, allegedly, from what I remember, he said he was visiting his ailing father. And actually, his father, I think, died a few days after Maggie and Paul were murdered. He had been real sick, though. Okay, what you're going to do in this particular case is determine credibility or the believability of witnesses, Waters said during opening statements. So your job is to look at the evidence, the exhibits in the case, but also the witnesses and decide if it's true, if you believe it, if you can rely on it. Meanwhile, Alex's attorney, Dick Hart, oh gosh, let me see if I say it, Harpootlian, said the cell phone records were incomplete and asserted that Alex would be covered in blood if he killed his wife and son at close range, not if he changed clothes. He also said no blood was found on Alex's clothing. Well, I'm just wondering, was there any blood found on that raincoat that had gunpowder residue on it? Alex is believed to have acted alone in the slayings, allegedly shooting Maggie with a rifle, killing Paul with a shotgun. He was reportedly filmed driving away from the lodge, their hunting lodge, an hour before he called 911 to report their deaths. He allegedly carried out the double slayings after visiting his mother. He's there visiting his older mother, knowing the whole time he was going to go home and kill them. In September 2021, months after Paul and Maggie's slayings, Alex suffered a superficial head wound when he allegedly had former client Curtis Smith, 61, shoot him in the head so his surviving son Buster would receive a $10 million insurance payout. Now, I think Curtis is actually Alex's cousin somehow. I don't know how close of kin they are. A day before the shooting, Alex was forced out of his family's law firm amid allegations he misappropriated funds. Misappropriated funds, my ass. He stole money. I don't know why they want to word it that way. He stole money, let's be honest. He didn't misappropriate anything. He stole it, flat out. 2 days after the apparent botched suicide, Alex announced he was entering rehabilitation for drugs. Shortly thereafter, he was charged with insurance fraud in connection with the September 2021 suicide for hire plot and released on bail. However, in October 2021, he was rearrested upon leaving a rehab center in Florida, for allegedly stealing $4.3 million from the estate of his former housekeeper, Gloria Satterfield, who suffered a fatal fall on his property in February 2018. I don't think that woman suffered a fatal fall. I think someone pushed this woman down because this is a desperate man, y'all. This is just my theory now. I think he set all that up. He set all that up with Gloria so that he could talk her sons into suing his insurance company and he could steal the money from that because he was desperate for money. We're talking about someone strung out on drugs and has been stealing millions of dollars from his law firm. I think he set that up. Okay, let's see. In that case, he was accused of stealing insurance payouts that were intended for Satterfield's family, her sons. Authorities plan to exhume her body amid an ongoing investigation regarding her death. In addition to the murder charges, Alex faces more than 100 criminal counts related to fraud. He's as good as gone. That son of a bitch ain't never getting out of prison. In June 2022, Alex and Smith were indicted for allegedly purchasing and distributing oxycodone in multiple counties. Hey, that was kingpin in it looks like to me. In December 2022, Alex was indicted for tax evasion for allegedly failing to claim the $6 million he allegedly earned through illegal acts between 2011 and 2019. $6 million from drug sales? Hell yeah, I was just joking when I said there's kingpin in it, but they really were. $6 million? That's a big-ass operation to have going, drug operation. Alex was charged with Maggie and Paul's murders days after he was formally disbarred by the South Carolina Supreme Court. Yeah, he's disgraced his family. Ain't none of them probably still supporting him. I wouldn't be connected with him if he was my brother. I would come out publicly and say, I do not support him. Killing his son and wife and stealing money from our family's law firm. I do not support him. None whatsoever. I've yet to hear them say that. Maybe they did. Hey, Mike, let me catch my chat up and look, see what y'all are saying. What year was that cement shoes? Let's see. I remember that case. She was having an affair with the killer's friend. Yeah, Gayla, the Denise Williams case. Yeah. See, she was married to Mike Williams. Mike Williams' best friend, Brian Winchester, was having an affair with Denise. I mean, they had been friends since high school, all of them. You know, Brian was married too. Anyways, they concocted to kill Mike, make it look like he just went out on his boat and, fell off the boat and alligators ate him. Really, Brian shot him on the boat, or he tried to push him out of the boat and drown him like his waders would fill up and sink him, but that didn't work, so he had to grab Mike's gun and shoot him with it. Then he got him out of the water and actually took him so many miles away to another body of water, but kind of like buried him on the bank. And actually, where he buried him at, even though it'd been 18 years, it preserved his body. That's one case I know a lot about because I went back and watched the replay of the trial and stuff. No thanks. Give me my quiet, calm life in my humble home with a nice cup of coffee and the deer. That's me, Knitting Artisan. Hey, Leave It to Beaver. Good to see you. See, I didn't even see her in chat. I'm trying to scroll back. I don't see her. That's weird. Unless she's on back there somewhere. It's good to see you. His mother was the real hero. She would not give up looking for her murdered son. I know it. Mike's poor mother. I mean, she'd stand out beside of the road and everything, holding signs up because she knew them two weirdos did something to her son. And I've never seen this done before. But Denise had him declared legally dead not even a year after he disappeared, and collected like $1 million life insurance policy. And a few years later, Brian Winchester got divorced, and she married him. But her and Brian had been having an affair for years. Denise Williams, Winchester, whatever you want to call her, she is a weirdo. She was having threesomes with Brian and his wife. But here's the thing. Brian's wife didn't know Denise and Brian was hooking up behind her back. And Mike's mother's so cute with her little gray hair and her pigtails. I wonder if she's still living. I haven't seen anything about her passing away. Carol Baskin would have been jealous. She had to wait 5 years. I know. See, hold on a minute. Skylar's going to start her crap. Guys, y'all see how weird that is? Lady, please. Please, ma'am. Please, ma'am. It's not that serious. Y'all see how weird that is? Like Skylar, she was in there on the couch asleep. Lady, please, please, you're getting on my... Skylar was in there, dead asleep. All of a sudden, she jumps up, comes running in here, and starts howling. And then that makes the lady who don't know how to howl correctly scream like a damn banshee. Isn't that weird? And she does that all the time, guys, and especially at 8:30 at night. around 8:30 to 8:40. She'll be in a dead sleep, and she'll just wake up out of nowhere and cut one of her little fits. They get on my nerves. They made me totally forget what I was talking about. I'm telling you, I love animals, guys, but they really stress me out sometimes, just to be honest, because, I can't hardly sit down and have any time to myself. Like, even like with doing my makeup, I've usually got to stop about 5 or 6 different times. It gets really frustrating sometimes and very stressful. And then if it's not something like that, then Annabelle has climbed the fence. Yes, she can climb a fence. I mean, it's just something all the time. But anyways, let's see. Let's look up something about Mike Williams. We need to do a live stream on this. This is an interesting case. I put Mickey Williams. No, Mike. I should know how to spell freaking Mike. It's my brother's name. Mike Williams. I know, it's pulling up a football player. I'm going to put Denise in there. Okay, let me get some images and I'll show you Miss Denise. Then we'll look at some more true crime. Hey, Fat Baby Toodles. You just missed Skylar's freaking big rant. Hey, Broken Justice. See, there's Denise and Mike. There's Denise and Mike. Okay, now we need to find. And they had a little baby together, a little girl. Okay, and here is Brian Winchester. That was Mike's best friend since high school, since they was kids. I mean, Denise and Mike was high school sweethearts. Brian and his wife was high school sweethearts. And then, I don't know, he started fooling around with Denise. They started having an affair. They went on trips. They showed in court pictures of Denise on the bed in her panties. And Mike's wife's sitting behind her and she's covering Denise's boobs for her. I mean, just total sickos. I mean, not everybody has threesomes, I guess. It's sickos, but I mean, that's just not my cup of tea. I think it's weird to me if you're married or single. Oh, here's Mike's mother. Right here. See her little pigtails? I don't know if it's screen sharing, but right there. Look at her. They rolled her into court on her wheelchair. Thank God they got brought to justice before she passed away. Just think, that was her only child. I put myself in her shoes and I think, oh my goodness, what if some witch had my son killed like that? See, to me, I think the person that comes up with the murder plot is probably even more guilty than the person they get to do their dirty deed. That's just my opinion. Denise Williams, she was the topic. Hey, Broken Justice. Oh, thank you. Keep it up. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. And the wife's hubby's BFF had an affair and offed him. Yeah, that's what she did. And here's the thing. Brian Winchester sold insurance. So guess who sold Mike Williams his insurance policy? His best friend Brian, the one that finally killed him. And here's how none of this would have ever came out if Brian and Denise hadn't have split up. They separated right after 18 years. And he went crazy, I guess, and held her hostage inside of her vehicle one morning when she was trying to go to work. Of course, she wanted to press charges. God, wasn't that a dumb move for her to press charges against Brian, the man she got to kill her first husband? But anyways, so he was looking at a lot of time, right? So what does he do to try to save himself? He tells them, he could tell them where Mike Williams's body's at. And he tells them everything. So he got immunity for that. But he still got, like, I can't remember, it was 20 to 40 years for holding her at gunpoint. Yeah. And here's something else that's sad. Denise never would let Mike's mom see that little girl, as I know of. From what I understand, she didn't have no contact with him. Denise wanted to be broken up with him, and Brian was obsessed with her. Yeah. I mean, he totally spiraled out of control when they split up, because here he had 18 years earlier killed his best friend for her. Mm-hmm. Denise never thought that Brian would tell. I can't believe that she had the balls enough to want to file charges against him. Didn't she know that he would be facing a lot of prison time for that and try to save his own skin? I think she wanted to keep most of the insurance money too. Yeah, she got like $1 million, probably even more than that. Yeah, it's a interesting case. Sad for Mike's friends and stuff. And here's the crazy thing. This is so weird. So when Mike first goes missing, it's like around Christmas. It might even be Christmas Day. I can't remember. It was either Christmas or New Year's. I'm pretty sure it was like right before Christmas. So anyways, he goes missing. Nobody knew that Brian went hunting with him that morning, right? I think it was actually Brian's idea to go hunt and get him out there. They thought the alligators would eat his body and stuff like that. But alligators in the wintertime don't eat. They're so dumb. Anyways, he helped search for Mike. Everybody was out there searching for him. He helped search for him and even planted evidence such as Mike's wallet and hat in the water. And he claimed to have found it. Brian's dad was out there with him, helping search for Mike. And all the time, he's out there helping his son search for Mike because Mike was like a son to him. And all the time, Brian knows. Brian knows where he's at. He's not even on that lake buried. He's at a different location buried in a swampy area, in like mud, in like a swampy place. And it preserved his body. He still had his wedding ring on when they dug him up. Yeah. There's a lot of killers that do this. Comfort the family. Them sitting there knowing they're the one that took that person's life, and they'll sit there and comfort the family. There was this girl that killed her best friends, those teeny boppers or whatever. Nobody knew who killed that teenage girl. But anyways, the culprit was going over and comforting that teenager's mother, asking to go sit in her bedroom and stuff, so she could be, near acting upset. People are sick. Totally sick. Okay. Let's see what else is going on here. What else is going on in the world? Oh, God. Massachusetts nurse charged with homicide and strangling deaths of her 2 children. Okay, this is the woman that jumped out the window to her death. So she jumps out the window to her death, and inside the house they find the bodies of her 2 children. What's wrong with these women killing their kids? Like, if you can't handle yours, then freaking tell somebody. There's no shame in that for reaching out, reaching out for help if you need it. There's no shame in that. But some people just won't. Hold on just a minute. I'm going to read this comment first, if I can see it. Cece helped me change the subject. But my son's goat gave birth to twins this morning. They're so beautiful. Oh, congratulations. I've always been afraid of Annabelle to have a baby where she's a dwarf goat. I just can't stand the thoughts of some old male goat violating my baby. I mean, seriously. Hey, I mean, if she ever wants to have a baby, I don't want to be seeing what's going on to make that happen, you know? So here they are. I wanted to read this morning. I didn't. Massachusetts mom who jumped out a window in apparent suicide attempt is now being charged with 2 counts of homicide in the deaths of 2 of her children. Okay, so she didn't die. Lindsay Clancy, 32, also faces 3 counts of strangulation, 3 counts of assault and battery with deadly weapon, and is in police custody at a Boston hospital. A man who lived at the Duxbury home, later identified as Clancy's husband, called 911 early Tuesday evening and reported Clancy had jumped from a window. First responders also found 3 children inside the home with obvious signs of severe trauma, rushed them to the hospital. The 2 older children, identified as 5-year-old Cora, 3-year-old Dawson, were pronounced dead at the hospital. A 7-month-old baby was taken to a Boston hospital for treatment. The conditions of the infant and his mother were not immediately known. God, thank God at least one of them survived. Ain't that awful? Plymouth County District Attorney Timothy Cruz, warrants for Clancy's arrest were issued on Wednesday, and she would come to court to face those charges as soon as she's able to do so. Cruz said investigators had not determined a motive, but were looking at all possibilities. Investigators told WBZ, however, that it was possible Clancy was suffering from postpartum psychosis. She was on leave from Massachusetts General Hospital, where she worked as a nurse. Oh, wow. You would think as a nurse, if she had postpartum, she would reach out for help before it got so bad. Postpartum psychosis, I mean, that's something really, really bad to get after you have a baby. I never did have any depression after I had my son. You know, I've had depression and stuff all my life, but it was the happiest time in my life. I was so happy. Yeah, it's so sad. Prayers for the dad, and let's pray that the baby makes it. They didn't say. It said taken for treatment. Hey, Cheryl T. Hey, Vicky. Sorry if I missed anybody, but hopefully it's not too bad. What did she do? Strangle them and beat them both? Beat them and strangle them? And where was the father during this time? I wonder if they were together. If he didn't know the kids were inside of the house like that, because he calls 911 to say that she jumped from the window. He didn't say he called about the kids, so maybe he didn't know that they were inside like that. Who knows? Who knows? Hold on, let me look at my StreamYards. All right, I wanted to read about this one case that we discussed. It was about the Microsoft business executive that was killed after he dropped off his kid to its mom's, I guess, after visitation, and he had another small child with him from the lady he's with now. And anyways, for some reason on the way home, he was ambushed. Something was put out in the road. Anyways, the car stopped in the road and he was gunned down. The child in the back seat, which I believe is a little girl, was unharmed. And it was saying that, you know, insinuating maybe his ex had something to do with his death. I think she's finally been arrested. Hold on. Can't remember it all. Okay. Ex-wife of slain Microsoft business executive dad linked to murder. To murder suspect. Okay. The wife of a slain Microsoft business executive, Jared Bracken, says she's not surprised that a Florida man accused of murdering him reportedly has connections to her husband's former wife. Yeah, his former wife, actually, this is jogging my memory. She's got tattoos and stuff, and she was going into this tattoo shop, and she tried to get somebody in there to kill him. Yeah. Henry Uh, Tennant has been arrested, charged with second-degree murder with a weapon, conspiracy to commit murder, child abuse, accessory after the fact. The charges are all related to Bragan's death, with the child abuse charge stemming from Bragan's toddler daughter, who was in the car with him when he was killed. Tennant once rented a home in Jacksonville from Mario Fernandez, identified as the husband of the victim's ex-wife, Shana, I guess they say her name, Gardner Fernandez. Online court records indicate the home is at a home at 5239 Potomac Avenue in Jacksonville. Bragan's first wife, Kristen, told Fox News Digital. She said she wasn't surprised. During a Wednesday afternoon press conference, officials pointed out that Tennant did not act alone in the murder, emphasizing the importance of the criminal conspiracy charge. Yeah, his ex had this done. They charged him with conspiracy. That means that there are more people, Kristen said. This was orchestrated. This was planned. And this was specific to Jared. Yeah. Thank God they didn't hurt the toddler. Okay, so I guess this is Kristen. Pretty dressed. Law enforcement sources told Fox News Digital that both Gardner Fernandez and Fernandez are considered suspects in the case, although so far no criminal charges have been filed against them in the case. On February 16, 2022, Bragan saw a rimmed tire in the road while driving back home to St. Augustine. He stopped to check on it when an assailant shot him in front of his child, Bexley, who was in the car for several minutes after her father passed away. The tire was purposely placed there to make him stop, State Attorney for the 4th Judicial District, Melissa Nelson, said during Wednesday's press conference. His 2-year-old daughter remained strapped in the car seat in the back. Meanwhile, Gardner Fernandez recently moved to West Richland, Washington, along with her 10-year-old twins, according to Fox News Digital. She was reportedly spotted on Monday at a grocery store where she told a reporter no comment when asked about the case. Hey, lady, you can run, but you can't hide. It don't matter that you moved all the way across the country. They're coming to get your ass soon. You're going down for murder. Mark my words. Kristen told the outlet she was stunned that Gardner Fernandez moved so far away while the case is still ongoing. Honestly, I was shocked, she said Monday. First, the twins lost their dad. Now they're completely cut off from their own sisters. Now they're being taken away from their schools, friends, their sports teams. They're so isolated, and that's what concerns me. She takes it if she moves all the way to Washington State that, they won't come and get her for murder. Bull crap. It's been an added loss. On top of losing Jared, my children have lost their siblings. I lost my stepkids. I tried for months and months to make contact and have gotten nowhere. So this is her. Okay, so this was the wife, his current wife, Kristen. Okay, so that's not the ex. This is the ex. That weirdo right there. Showing her muscles. Okay. He's a good looking guy, too. Okay. Da-da-da-da. It's been an added loss on top of. Okay, I haven't read that. Daily Mail reports that prior to his murder and during a custody and alimony dispute between Jared and his first wife, issues became vicious, and Jared accused Gardner Fernandez of spying on him. She probably was. This is enough. I should have every damn right on my own property to not constantly be under recording or monitoring by Shana, Jared wrote to his divorce attorney in 2015. I want the flipping gates of hell released on her for this. They must have hated each other. The pair continued to argue throughout the tumultuous divorce proceedings, with Gardner Fernandez reportedly accused Jared of coaching their kids to make false statements about her. Yeah, right. When she was denied an investigation into the matter, Gardner Fernandez allegedly filed a motion against her ex in 2021, accusing him of withholding their son's breathing machine. The father apparently considers his vindictiveness towards the mother more important than protecting his son's health and life, her lawyer wrote in the motion. After his death, Gardner Fernandez and the twins didn't attend his memorial service, according to Daily Mail. She didn't even take his kids to his memorial service. You want to know why? Because she didn't give a damn that he was dead. She had it set up. Now she can probably try to say, oh, they were already traumatized and I was trying to save them more trauma. But bullcrap, she couldn't show her face there because she had this done to him. And he did, I do remember reading that he did deny withholding the asthma machine from the kid. She made that up on him. I firmly believe she did. And he said she did. The arson, I couldn't imagine hurt my child. I love carrying my son to CC. I absolutely love being pregnant. I had to go back a few minutes. My son needed something to drink. I know how that is. Hey, I still wait on my son hand and foot, and he's 16 years old. I carry his food to him, his drinks. But you know what? It don't matter what I hand him. He always says thank you. And sometimes I'll bring him something to eat, and I'll be like, hey, come get yourself something to drink. You know. Ex-wife moved to Washington State from Florida right after the murder, just like Wagner's moved from Ohio to Alaska. Yeah, they're not going to come and get you on a murder charge if you move way far away. Bull crap. One of the last articles we read about her was about she went into that tattoo shop and she was hitting around in there to have her husband killed. Yeah, that's what the guy in the tattoo shop said. I don't see why he would make something up like that, but they didn't really take her serious. So she's got this other Fernandez guy, whatever, to kill him. Totally set up. It's a God's wonder that they didn't kill the toddler. You know, stray bullet could have hit her or anything. Just a man. I hope she does not remember that. It's hard to remember when you're 2 years old, so hopefully she don't remember her dad being shot and dying in front of her. See, I don't understand people like that, guys. I am not Timothy's dad's biggest fan at all. At all. He is total asshole, y'all. He is a smart aleck. A damn smart aleck. But I wouldn't want nothing to happen to him because I don't want my son's heart to hurt. See, I don't understand people that kill their kids as dad or mom. Like, I don't understand that. You're going to hurt your child. Being selfish. Very selfish. Anyways. I bet my son's not seen his dad in probably a year and a half. 2 years probably almost. He will not go down there. I'm not going to make him go. I mean, you know how it is to be somewhere you don't really want to be. If he don't want to go, he doesn't have to. I've tried to tell you, it's important. Have a good relationship with your dad and all that. And he's like, no, I don't even want to tell y'all. he's like, he's an asshole. I'm not going. And I'm like, okay. So my son turned 17, but he has Down syndrome and is mildly on the autism spectrum. So he's still like a small child. Oh, bless his heart. Kids with Down syndrome, they are so sweet. My first husband's brother has a brother named Steve, and he has Down syndrome. And he always called me Celeste. Celeste, you're so pretty. He can play the guitar and everything. He's actually, I don't know if y'all know the country band Alabama. Randy Owen, the lead singer, but he is a big Alabama fan, and he's got to go backstage with them several times. He is a big-time ladies' man, CC. He flirts with the married women, gets away with it. He loves long hair. Oh, does he? He's a Romeo. Good for Timothy. Seems to have good judgment. Hey, yeah, he don't want to go down there. I mean, if he don't want to go, he don't have to. He come on Christmas, guys. He's like, I blocked Dad on Facebook. And I was like, Timothy, you shouldn't have done that. And this is what I said. I said, just be on. Timothy says he's too pushy. Like if he doesn't want to go down there or something, he tries to push him to do it. Where I'm like, if I ask Timothy something and he doesn't, look, Skylar's going to start. Hold on. Oh my gosh, guys, I don't know what triggers her to start freaking howling, but it is starting to get on my nerves today. I had a bang on the wall, y'all, to get her some help. I had to be like, anyways, what I was saying, where if I ask Timothy, if he doesn't want to do something, I respect that. Because I'm always like, hey, who wants to be made do something and who wants to be somewhere they're really not comfortable at, right? I had drinks with Alabama on their tour bus. I was a handful my day. Oh my gosh, Cheryl T. What else happened, Cheryl T? You just had drinks and that was it. We're supposed to believe that? You just had drinks and left. CC, sorry, CC. My dogs are going nuts here. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. Y'all, from day one, my dogs have been a problem when I live stream. From day one. Skylar, do y'all have a dog that does that? That just jumps up out of nowhere and starts going crazy? I've never had a dog that's this vocal. Very cool, Cheryl. CC, you're hilarious. I'd have been doing more than having drinks. I wouldn't have been leaving unless I was on Randy Owens' arm. I used to think he was so good looking back in the day. And my mom, when I was in high school, she used to date this guy. His name was Ricky. He's passed away now, but he looked just like Randy Owen, just like him. My pity Lucy Ball is sleeping through the howling. I hope I muted pretty quick. If not, y'all heard me bang on the wall. I can't. That's the only way I can get them quit. If not, it'll go on for 10 or 15 minutes. Getting on my nerves. I said Timothy's name, and that started her back. That's what it was. But I've always thought if Spirit's messing with Skylar, because she'll be in a dead sleep and jump up and start that. And then that gets the Banshee Queen over here started. I love listening to your dogs. It's joyful noise. It's not joyful when it's in your ear. I love them, guys, but as you can tell, they get me aggravated sometimes. Big time. And so does Cleo. Cleo's a wild child. They was in there doing kitty cat kung fu this morning, jumping up in the air and their feet was touching. My little Shih Tzu, she'll jump up and start barking for no reason at all. I think she's dreaming and she just thinks something's happening. It's funny. It's okay, Cece. It's kind of funny. It makes me have a chuckle. Think about all your dogs across America barking because your dog's in Virginia. I know it. Oh, see, Lady would never howl. A lady, she's like, I mean, I can't even do her howl right. I just say it. It sounds like a damn banshee screaming. Sometimes, when I live stream, the majority of the time, it's real quiet here. and they won't start, or Skylar won't start. But sometimes, she'll probably do this the rest of the day, a couple more times today. I thought maybe a ghost was messing with her. They say animals can see ghosts just like little children and stuff, because it's really weird. She just does it out of nowhere. Like, she'll wake up from a dead sleep and do that. She'll just jump up and get out of bed real quick. My dog's outside is still barking. Oh, goodness. So, I mean, I don't know why she does that. And Lady is obnoxious because, it's not like she's a little shih tzu and she follows me every step around the house, and I have to get on her. I have to get stern with her and say, Lady, go sit down right now. You know, if not, I'm stepping on her. He could hear through the wall. Well, he probably knew it was a female barking or howling. And Lady, she barks at everything that moves. I mean, it's embarrassing when people come to my house, like Timothy's friends. She acts like she's going to eat them up. I mean, they're scared to death of her. She's not that bad. Sapphire's been in here around her. She barked at first, and Sapphire's like, don't scold her. And then she got over it. She actually let Sapphire pet her, which was really weird. Lady's a weirdo. She's real weird. She's very sweet. And I know people don't think that when they come here because she's like, but Timothy told me if I'm not in the house and his friends come, like one of his friends came down one day when I was going to the store, and he said Lady didn't do that. She was real quiet when he came in. I think I make her worse. My dogs are calm until someone comes in my house, knocks on the door. Yeah, my dogs are pretty good during the day, but they, it seems like when I try to do something for myself, they're interrupted a lot. Are you going to do an interview with me on my channel? We can. What are you going to interview me about? I'm a boring person, girl. I could come tell your audience about possums in the chicken coop or something. I love dogs more than people just say. I do too. I love dogs, but they get on my nerves sometimes. I have to remind myself, hey, they're just dogs. They don't have long lives because they can get quite annoying. Quite annoying. Especially Skylar. If you've got dogs like me that are like really spoiled and just a pain in the butt, like with Lady, I have to bring her in here and feed her by herself. Because, I mean, she's food aggressive with every animal. Skylar, too, she's food aggressive with Skylar. Now, Skylar, she can be eating dog food and Cleo can come up and steal dog food. It don't bother her. But anyhow. Well, guys, I'm going to get off here. I'm going to try to stream in the morning since I got Timothy back to school. Finally. He hates going to school, y'all. But he has been sick, but he could have went yesterday, I think. But he pulled a fast one on me. But I finally got him back in school. Thank God. I need to do my YouTube. It puts me in a better mood. I'm very selective about who makes it to my inner circle. There are few good people left. Yeah, it's been crazy, especially here on YouTube. You got to be very, very selective. You kind of watch what you say and everything. I've always just found drama not to be worth like getting my nerves tore up and stuff. So I just try to stay in my own lane as much as possible. Every now and then I get spunky and say something, but it's just not worth it for my mental health, But anyways, y'all have a great day. I'll see y'all in the morning, Lord willing. Be safe, be kind, and peace.